You start, I'll click.
Rock and roll?
Go.
Hi, I'm Luann Spingola, ex-director. 3 weeks ago, I spoke before you. The president called my speech misinformation and stated the board will answer all charges. 3 weeks, no response. What a surprise. I asked the board, why are we purchasing more GE PTAC units when different ones were recommended in an email from management? The president tried to cast doubt on that email and failed, but you can read it yourself on galaxyfacts.com. No misinformation. I said allowing our vice president to miss all but one of the 40-plus working sessions since he was elected is detrimental to the Galaxy. No misinformation. Opposing viewpoints are heard at work sessions. The president says his vice president is informed, and he is correct. He is informed by the president about what the president wants him to hear and how only he wants him to vote. Shameful. I asked the board about the elevators and the hiring, firing, and rehiring of the same consultant in the same year. No misinformation. I asked the board why they continue to patch and repatch the Tower 2 roof against the recommendation of professionals who said it must be replaced. No misinformation. I asked why the board is allowing the commercial units in the mall to add new bathrooms, which violates our agreement and means we pay the extra sewerage. I asked if perhaps that was why the mall units named a sitting director as their anti-recall proxy last March. No misinformation. I said 2 special assessments and 2 maintenance hikes in 6 months lowers our property values. No misinformation. An owner's deal fell through this month because the buyers were warned away from the Galaxy because we are clueless on how to manage our finances. And my personal fave, the president's lie about prepaying the loan. In January, we were hit with a 7% increase, which was to go only towards prepaying the loan. 7 months later, not 1 cent of our money has been used for what this board promised. Misinformation? I wish. I, for one, want my money back. I formally request a refund of $734.30. That's what I gave you to prepay the loan. You didn't, so give it back. I don't want this money going to garage automation or sub-metering or boilers we don't need. I don't want it to go to lawsuits which may arise from deceptive practices with our management company or which may be brought because our president can't keep a civil tongue in his head with female employees. I want my money with interest. If and when this board decides to keep its word, let me know and I'll gladly give you my share then. I asked the 3 directors on the recall petition to resign. Since the process is in place, this recall will cost a fraction of the 20 grand spent on the last recall, which is less than what your president spent last year on bogus investigations of other directors. No misinformation. Last time I commended Mr. Van Berger in Cooper Square, but since this boy's ego and power lust will not allow a strong GM and management company, today is Mr. Van Bergen's last day, and I am so sorry for that. This president has wanted Jan out forever. He got nowhere with this with the last board because as directors, we saw firsthand the insults, micromanaging, and harassment of Jan. We saw how he was hamstrung and set up over and over again, from the president bringing in the facility manager, to the bogus facility committee itself, to the hundreds of stupid, time-consuming emails sent by directors to Jan daily, to not paying bills and then blaming Jan for not getting the job done. No misinformation here. Because the president will not be held accountable, he'll tell you this was a board decision. But what had the new directors, in place less than 4 months, been told by him? As far back as fall 2008, the president secretly contacted Cooper Square about Jan without the knowledge or consent of the rest of the board. That December, he said Jan would be gone in a matter of months. He's been planning this for a long time because he must have total control, but he couldn't do it with the old board. In my opinion, any management company is doomed here because of this president. If the company doesn't knuckle under, they're out. Perhaps that's why this board is forming a very special management committee, a committee whose every responsibility is already the responsibility of Cooper Square. Is this special management committee our new GM? Perhaps that's why this board is so keen on the code of conduct, clearly intended to muzzle any board member who disagrees with the president. See for yourself. Both charters are on galaxyfacts.com. My phone started ringing at 7 a.m. today with people who want to sign the petition, and my inbox is full. Here's a sampling. To Cooper Square. How dare you acquiesce to a low-life person like Slava Lerner and his slaves? How can you let a simpleton push you around? We would like to sit with you and set things right. From the towers, I have not seen the petition. Please send me a copy. No,
Please?
How? I'm talking. I haven't done 5 minutes. This is what the quotes are. I don't want Lerner and company. They've done enough damage. I'm very sorry to see Jan leave. I am sad and shocked, yet watching the destructive dynamics of the current board offices, I am not surprised. The one person and management company that has worked tirelessly to make this a better place to live has now been fired. I definitely want Slava and his team recalled. There's more, but unlike the president, I only get 5 minutes. Thank you.
You only get 5. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is an exceptional show.
Thank
And
you
show
very
it
much,
is.
Mr. President.
And show it is.
Sure is. You're the show.
Please behave yourself.
Behave yourself,
Please.
Mr. President.
Please conduct yourself appropriately.
I do, Mr. President.
priceless.
Madam, listen. In 2007, when Slava Lerner and Fini Strunza were elected to the board, one of the first things we did, we lobbied the board and convinced the board to allow unit owners to speak. Idea was very simple, to come to resolutions, to allow unit owners to raise their concerns, because then it was not possible. Information wasn't revealed the way it's revealed right now and delivered to unit owners. Board, at least when we joined, was not as is formed or any other board since 2007. And I believe that we've done a fantastic job. Madame Spingola quite often alleges that we have a gulag here. The fact that she was speaking here today and last meeting clearly indicates that she does not have an understanding what gulag really is. Unfortunately, using historical events like this, 18 million people in jail and 2 million people dead, I don't believe it serves any political point. I never engaged Cooper Square outside of conduct or permission of the board.
Yes, you did.
I would like
Yes,
to...
you did. Yes, you did.
Mr.
And I
DeLuca,
was
you're
told
out of
that
order.
by the man who you
You
just
are
fired.
Yes, Mr.
out of
President.
Yes,
order.
you did.
You are out
Yes,
of
you
order.
did.
Mr. DeLuca, please,
Next meeting is
Mr.
my
DeLuca,
turn.
Mr. DeLuca. Unit owners, I apologize
Shut the
for...
camera off. Mr. Transparency. Shut the camera off.
Yeah, we would need to recess.
Oh, what a bullshit.
I couldn't even get my 5 minutes.